June Uno of Investa. For this question, will Mrs. G give dividends this year? Okay, let's check. First of all, what do we need to look at the disclosure when we talk about dividends? So the first thing is retained earnings. Based from the definition of Investopedia, it is the net income left over after the company pays dividends to its shareholders. So there's another term here that is involved in having dividends. It is the net income. Okay, we will take a look also at this. We have this definition again from Investopedia, but basically it is only the measure how profitable or not the company is. The formula is retained earnings present year is equals to the retained earnings previous year plus net income minus dividend payout. Here we can see that Mrs. G has a retained earnings from 2019 around 3,345,357,261 and a net income of 7,980,805. Dividend is not yet disclosed during this period. So at the end of March 31, 2020, retained earnings is already 3,353,338,066. Just subtract your previous RE with the net income of that quarter and you will have your present RE. For the second quarter RE, dividends is already shown on the disclosure since it was given during that period. So you will use this dividend value plus the net income and subtract it to the previous RE to have the present RE. Third quarter RE is taken the same way as we did with Q2 RE. But what about Q4? For Q4, we have already the RE of 2019 and the dividend value for 2020 and then the net income for 2020. By just substituting our given to the formula, and we can have our retained earnings for 2020. And take note for the net income of 2020, it's negative. Net income of 2019 is rising, while the net income of 2020 is decreasing. It is shown also that the retained earnings for 2019 is increasing while the retained earnings for 2020 is decreasing, keeping the dividend value the same for both years. So the big question, do we have dividends this year? Okay, so in my humble opinion, the level of retained earnings of 2020 last quarter is just the same when it was on the first quarter of 2019. Thus, Mrs. G can give dividends. They still have enough cash. And looking at their dividend policy, you can see that they have adopted an annual dividend payment ratio. Though the board can still alter this policy of them. Let's just check what will they decide during the annual stockholders meeting. And looking at the dividend history of Mrs. G, the latest announcement of having dividends was last year. It was on May. The board has still some time to decide. Maybe they will announce it on May. We give it to them.